Hello and welcome to another update video about MATIC. MATIC has dipped deeper into the lower support area. So yesterday we were still holding above this support area. We've now moved into this support region for this deeper wave 2 scenario here in the structure I'm now showing you in yellow. Yesterday, just don't get confused, this scenario here was yesterday shown in white. But this is now clearly the one I have to go with. So the previous one, which was more directly bullish, but it didn't allow a break below $1.01, I've taken that off the chart because it's invalidated, basically. I already highlighted to you yesterday that the price is behaving more in accordance to, this sort of deep wave 2 scenario, and it took and still takes a break around about above $1.17 to suggest that the low is in. Now at the moment I don't see a break above $1.17. With the latest move down, it's now actually only a break above $1.09, $1.10 that we need to see to suggest that the low is in. Actually, with a structure like that, we can very easily add a trend line to the chart, which might act as additional breakout signal. Okay, at the moment there is absolutely no evidence that a low is in place, but we are now quite deep in support. If we look at the RSI, the relative strength index, there is still space, okay, for further price drops. But let's just check. Sometimes trend lines on the RSI could help as well. I mean, it's now approaching a trend line on the RSI on the daily. It's just something, maybe watch for a bounce here. But as I record this video, there is absolutely no sign of a bounce. Maybe a small one here, but that's not enough yet. I wanted to share with you just that obviously the more directly bullish scenario has been taken off the chart. The yellow one here, new yellow, is the one I go with, but it needs to give me some kind of a bullish signal in this region here before breaking below 78.5 cents. The 78.5 cent level is the main support level that we've been talking about, and we're getting closer to it, but we're still only halfway in the support region. A break below 70.5 cents, if it's a sustained break, would suggest that I also have to get rid of this scenario, that the bulls were too weak to capitalize on this 1-2 setup. I would have to go with the alternative scenario then, which would mean that, yep, we had a 5-wave move up into the December highs. Then this was an A wave down, an overshooting B wave, and a C wave down. Do I like this scenario? No, but it's technically valid, even though I like to think that this looks more like a 5-wave move. But it would, it's obviously very choppy. We talked about the problems with this structure extensively. An overshooting B wave technically shouldn't break above the 138% extension. I think it just about got there, yeah. So, I mean, what can I say? It's technically valid to call it an overshooting B wave. And therefore, we just need to be ready if it comes down. But then the thing is, because it was overshooting, it doesn't necessarily need to dip below the low of the A wave. This is what makes these overshooting B waves so dangerous. There are a few ways how this can be played. For example, just casually buying the red days, okay, but carefully, because you still want to know when to get out. I mean, the invalidation point for any bullish scenario is down there, at 50 cents. But below 60 already, we will get a major warning, because then I can't even, I mean, the last reliable bullish support level is at 60 cents. That's here the 1.618 extension level of the A wave in white, but it's also the 78.6 FIB level. Let me just double check that. No, it's actually 58 cents. So maybe I should add that to the chart. 58, that would apply to the lower, one second. That applies to the white count. Hold on, just add that to the chart. So this is really the last bullish support down there at 58 cents. Below that there's, nothing really bullish left. Official invalidation point, however, is 50 cents, but we want to have a warning before. I would like to see at least a bounce from the upper support region now. But as we speak, there is nothing. So we're clearly in a correction. We're clearly in a downtrend. I mentioned to you yesterday already that generally in all these videos that I think it's wise to look for lower prices because it's quite a harsh correction. until we see a first impulse to the upside. From an analysis point of view, I cannot confirm to you before that a correction is over. I need to see a small 5-wave move up above initial resistance. But to get a good average price, it might be worth just scaling in carefully, very carefully. And then you can always get more aggressive in a long position once we have a first small impulse to the upside and corrective pullback. Bear in mind, this is still a bullish market until proven otherwise. So pullbacks can be opportunities. And a lot of people got used to the idea that we can only go up, right? In the last few months, actually, it only went up. Last couple of months, you could say it only went up, really. The last decent correction was this one that started in December, between end of December, end of January. That was the last decent correction. Seems like we have something similar right now. So a lot of people aren't used to that, especially anybody who came into the space new. Just I can only say, okay, we're in a correction. It might make sense to buy, a little bit here and there, as it makes sense for you. The support areas are defined on the chart. You can measure your risk. And then, however, you cannot really get more aggressive until we have a first reversal, because it could just go down lower. There is no indication that the uptrend has continued yet or is continuing. So that's just always, I think, what is worth mentioning. It's still printing lower lows, lower highs, and the next support levels are 86.7 and 78.5 cents. Below that, 73, 68. 66.6 and 58. Okay, there's one more at 61. So plenty of support left, but the bulls need to use one of them, right? So that's what we are tracking. And I mean, if I'm still tracking that as a 1-2 setup, so if a third wave shows from here, it should still take us higher. But MATIC has disappointed a little bit. I mean, okay, shouldn't really say disappointed. It was still a decent move to the upside here, but it hasn't really gone parabolic. I think that's what I mean. not many coins went parabolic, some did. Ideally, MATIC still does that. But keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.